A trip to Charleston will take you back to a page right out of history, where after seceding from the U.S., South Carolinians ordered the removal of Union troops from Fort Sumter. The North denied the South's demands, and in April of 1861, the Confederate Army fired cannons at the fort, not knowing they were about to plunge our country into 4 years of bloody war. The first shots that started the Civil War took place right here at Fort Sumter, and now, 150 years later, the sounds of cannons can still be heard, but this time to commemorate the lives lost during the Civil War. For 9 days, the National Park Service held reenactments in Charleston for the anniversary of the Civil War, to try and bring history back to life. And each day as the sun rises over the fort, the reenactors who have been camped out inside all week try to relive the experience.
Some people are scared, some people are just nervous, some people, if it's their first one, think it's going to be, oh good, we're going to get ourselves covered with glory. 19th century clothing and weapons helped set the scene for what day-to-day life was like for the soldiers inside this fort.
They did artillery drill and infantry drill and musket firing, so they've been very, 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 very busy.
And while Union reenactors were camped out inside, Confederate soldiers were camped out outside, firing cannons from the shore. Sam McPherson has been living in this little tent for a week.
I enjoy cooking for our group. I enjoy learning more from other people that knows more about it than I know.
Together they formed their own community, with each reenactor portraying a different person from history.
We researched these men and their lives, and we actually had an officer's reception, and we were able to carry on an 1860s conversation.
Mike Short has been reenacting for over 20 years.
It gives people an opportunity to see what some of life would have been back in the mid-19th century.
Here in Charleston, he's now serving as chaplain for the Confederate Army.
And I do the church services. I have married some of our members. I have buried some of our members. So not only is this an incredible hobby for me, it's also a ministry.
But whichever side of the Army they're on, these soldiers say doing these reenactments gives people from all over the world a chance to come together and remember our nation's history, the good and the bad.
We have lawyers, policemen, senators, teachers. I'm a social worker. So you bring a lot of people together that otherwise would not have much in common.
As tragic as it was, as devastating as it was, it is eventually what solidified what we know today as the United States of America.
And though the anniversary of the Civil War may come to an end, these reenactors hope the joy they get from recreating history will live on.
Eventually we pack up and leave and know that good Lord allowing us to live long enough, we'll come together again on another field someday.
From Fort Sumter, Jonathan Rodriguez, Carolina News.